Hey guys, I'm Paul Horn. Thanks for joining me for the second video. If you missed the first one, you can check it out. There's a link right at the bottom below this video. So as I mentioned last time, I've been lifting and coaching for a long time. I first set foot in the gym back in 2001 when I was in college. And then in 2011, I got my starting strength coach certification. In 2013, I opened Horn Strength and Conditioning, which was the first starting strength affiliate gym on the West Coast. And then in 2021, because of the pandemic, I shut the gym down and I came up here to Boise, Idaho to help Starting Strength Boise get up and running. So last time we talked about the 3 reasons that most guys fail to reach their fitness goals. Now, one of them is that they're just overwhelmed with options and confused by all the information out there. The other reason is they jump from program to program, meaning they can't stick with one plan for long enough to see results. And the third thing is they're using programs that are overly complicated or unrealistic or unsustainable. So I wrote my new book, Radically Simple Strength, to help the average guy deal with each one of these problems. It's a very simple program. All the superfluous stuff has been stripped out. We're just focusing on the most bang for your buck exercises and nutritional strategies. It's a step-by-step plan that walks you from day one into more advanced training protocols. And then on top of that, the goals that we're chasing are realistic and attainable for regular guys with average genetics. Now, in addition to the 3 issues we just talked about, there's another common source of frustration I see with guys when they first start getting into lifting, and that is they just get fat. They'll start training, they're eating what they're supposed to eat, they're going to the gym all the time, and about 6 months into the program, they just look in the mirror and they're kind of disappointed. Like, they know they've been working out real hard and diligently following their diet, but they're not sure they even look like they work out. They're just kind of fluffy. It's a really common issue. It happened to me. I started lifting, I was a 160-pound vegan, and I stumbled into the gym and started getting into bodybuilding routines. I had no idea what I was doing. It was all trial and error. Eventually, I found Starting Strength, and I started recreationally competing in powerlifting, and I got all the way up to 250 pounds, and I thought everything was going well. And then I saw some photos and I started noticing that my clients weren't really taking my nutrition advice very seriously. And I finally realized I just got fat. And so at that point I decided, okay, I need to spend some time focused on getting rid of the body fat that's covering up all this muscle I took, 10 years to build. And so I dialed in my diet and I got my body fat down to about 10%, and I felt better and I looked better, and other people told me I looked better. And so I sort of haphazardly stumbled into the correct approach for how you're supposed to do this. Now, most guys screw this up, and the reason is they want everything all at once. They want to have abs at the beach, and they want to have a 500-pound deadlift in the gym. So they try and do both at the same time, and they end up doing neither. They basically look the same year after year. They're not making any progress. And so you have to pick a goal. You have to spend time focused on building muscle mass and lean tissue, and then you have to spend quite a bit of time focused on fat loss to uncover the muscle mass that you put on so you can see it, so you actually look like you work out. Radically Simple Strength is organized in just that way. The first part of the book deals with building muscle mass and basically getting bigger, and then the second part of the book deals with nutritional strategies to cut the body fat and uncover the muscle mass that you put on during the first part. And then the process basically repeats. The book is broken into 2 main sections. We've got the training section and the nutrition section. So in the training part, we start with the novice phase and then move into intermediate and advanced programs. So there's 6 total templates in the book. The first 3 novice templates are just basic barbell exercises. We want to get you really familiar with squatting, bench pressing, overhead pressing, deadlifting, and just build a foundation for strength. And then from there, we move into the intermediate program and the advanced program, and that's where we're bringing in more assistance exercises. These are exercises to not only assist the main lifts, but also fill out maybe some lagging areas in your physique so that in the end, you actually look like you lift. So the nutrition section of the book is my favorite part because it's so simple. There are 4 recipes. That's it. and they don't take a long time to cook. There's only a few ingredients. They taste great. And then those recipes are arranged into 3 different meal plans. So based on your weight and your goal, you'll follow one of 3 meal plans. If you're trying to bulk, you'll follow this meal plan. If you're trying to cut, you'll follow this meal plan. And there's strategies in there for how to adjust based on your own genetics and sort of what you see happening when you weigh yourself. But it's so simple. Eat this food in this amount and you will reach your goal. And if you deviate, well, it'll just take you a little bit longer. So on top of the information in the book, I've also built out an online library with exercise tutorials and full cooking demonstrations. So you're gonna see how to cook each one of these meals. I'm gonna walk you through every step of the process. And in the end, you're gonna know exactly what to do every time you step in the gym or the kitchen to reach your goal and build a body you're really proud of. Now, you might be wondering how this book differs from all the other fitness books out there and why you should do this program versus maybe something like Starting Strength or 531 or any of the other solid programs that are out there. Well, first, as the name suggests, it's simple. When I say radically simple, I mean it. I mean, I've cut everything out of this except the most essential elements of training and nutrition. There's so many guys out there online that are trying to make a name for themselves by coming up with these crazy new exercise protocols or pumping some magic supplement that really doesn't do anything. But the stuff that works is really kind of the boring stuff. I mean, everybody knows that. It's not a magic supplement. It's not some weird exercise you've never heard of, right? You just need the basic stuff and you need to stick with it for probably longer than you want to. None of this is theory or a guess. I've tested all of these methods in the gym with my clients. The bottom line is they've worked for them and they're gonna work for you too. This book is also specific, and so many of the fitness books that I've come across over the years, they try and capture a wider audience by including a lot of flexibility and variety. And what I found working with my clients is that sometimes people like to be told what to do. So the program is rigid where it needs to be and flexible where it needs to be. So for example, there is flexibility built into the nutrition section in terms of being able to make your own meals and deviate from the plan a little bit and stay on point. There's some flexibility in the training section as you get into the intermediate and advanced stages. You know, when you're cutting and your calories are restricted, you're going to be tired at times. And so we need to build some flexibility into your training program so that you can train hard on the days that you feel good, but also train to the best of your ability on the days that you don't. And so that's the kind of flexibility I want to include in the program. But the rest of it is very rigid. It's very clearly defined in terms of whether or not you're following the program. You're going to know. It lays it all out there very specifically. And if you follow it, it'll work. And if you don't, it won't. And I want that kind of binary feedback. And lastly, this book is complete. It is a comprehensive guide to getting in great shape, which means I'm not just talking about strength training. I'm not just talking about bodybuilding. I'm not just talking about dieting. We're talking about all of those pieces of the puzzle because you need to get all of those things right if you want to actually look like you lift weights. And so there's equal amounts of time dedicated to building muscle and getting stronger as there is to dialing in your diet and getting rid of body fat. So in the end, you're gonna have everything you need to go from point A to point B. Okay, I've got one more video coming in a couple days and we're gonna talk about the big picture. Why is getting in shape so important beyond just liking the way you look? So we'll cover that, and then I'm gonna tell you how you can get a copy of Radically Simple Strength at an introductory discount. So keep an eye out for that one. In the meantime, feel free to leave a comment below, ask a question. I'll try and address it in the last video. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Keep it simple.